Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Heads up for this one, I am currently getting over a bit of a cold, so if I sound a little funny, that is why. Today, I'm going to attempt a Pokemon Hardcore SoloLocke only using a single Lugia. Of course. As per usual, the rules are simple. I cannot use any items in battle, and I cannot be at a higher level than the upcoming gym leader's ace. I grab my Lugia from the professor and nickname it Hakalugi. Lugia, among the competitive scene, is known as the Great Wall, boasting a defense of 130 and a monstrous special defense of 154. When I did my SoloLocke with Mewtwo, Mewtwo was an offensive machine. By Generation 1, Mewtwo also had the benefit of having its special stat being 1 stat, so its special attack and special defense was 154. In Generation 2, they fixed that by splitting special into 2 stats, being special attack and special defense. So, Mewtwo's defense and special defense is 90, which is the exact same stat as Lugia's attack and special attack stat. I'm sure you haven't been able to tell by now, but I am not writing a script for this, so if I'm stumbling over my words, I apologize. Probably doesn't help that I'm sick on top of all that. So I'm just grabbing the Pokeball. I'm sorry. What is wrong with me today? I'm grabbing the Pokemon egg from Mr. Pokemon and I'm rushing back to Professor Elms, who just called me to help him deal with this little theft problem he has. I run into said thief, and as he grabs a Totodile, I knock it out with 2 Aeroblasts and continue my way to what's that town called? Oh man, this is going great, isn't it? Do you like these free forms speeches, or do you think I should just keep doing this as a script? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, because I am botching this hard. So I get the Pokemon egg to Professor Elm and continue my way to Violet City? Oh yeah, this place is called New Bartown, right? Okay. Alright. Okay, we're good. So along the way, I'm going to try and not fight any wild Pokemon, and it's at this point I really wish I could buy some repels. I cannot. I can guarantee you that Pokemart does not have any repels whatsoever. And I'm also going to try and avoid as many trainers as possible, because only having 1 Pokemon means they're going to get all the EXP. I'm already at level 6 right now, and 3 more levels and I will officially hit the level cap, and I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. Whether or not that will be possible, we'll have to wait and see, because these SoloLocks, they're not easy. Trying to battle every major battle while being under a certain level is quite the task when you have to battle certain trainers. So I make my way to Violet City, finally, and as I'm sure you knows by now, Lugia only has 1 attacking move, Aeroblast, and that is the only attack move he'll have for about 15 levels at this point now. He's at level 7, yeah. So in Generation 1, they know you're not supposed to get legendary Pokemon this early. So they rectify that by giving them 4 moves and then not being able to learn any other moves until the point where you're able to catch them. Makes sense. Technically, you're not supposed to be able to get them until later on in the game. In Generation 2, they kind of forgo that by having legendary Pokemon learn a new move every 11 levels. So right now, Lugia knows Aeroblast, then he'll learn Safeguard at level 11, and then Gust at level 22. Now here, we have the battle against Feltner. Aeroblast crits and one-shots Pidgey, and go for another Aeroblast, which also crits and one-shots Pidgeotto. Easily grab my first badge without taking a lick of damage. And I also get the TM for Mudslap, which Lugia can learn. That'll definitely come in handy later on at some point, I'm sure, especially against some pesky electric-type Pokemon that I can't do anything against right now. Not that I need to be too worried. All the Pokemon at this point are pretty weak, and with Lugia's monstrous defense stats, it can pretty much take at least one hit from anything. Also on the way, while I'm heading over from gym to gym, I'm going to grab me as many berries as I possibly can. My plan was to show you like all the footage of me walking from town to town like I did with Lugia, but I find there's a lot more walking done here than there was in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. That might just be me, but I found like walking from like a Pallet Town to Pewter City was a lot shorter than like walking from New Bart Town to what's Violet City. So that's why I decided to just skip all the stuff in Union Cave and just jump right into the stuff with Team Rocket, because you don't need to see me aeroblasting everything in sight. The big thing early game is PP management. Most people only have 1, maybe 2 Pokemon in their party, and at this point you cannot get PP ups, and you cannot buy PP ups either. You have to find them lying around somewhere, and usually they're hidden. So that's gonna be fun. So let's just skip ahead to the battle against Bugsy. Not that there's really much to talk about here. Aeroblast can easily rip through his entire team. I know, Bugsy's a boy. That was a slip of the tongue. You can't blame me. He looks so feminine. Not that there's anything wrong with that. 3 Aeroblasts later, and I get the second badge. And Fury Cutter, which Lugia can't learn. I'm going to buy some Pokeballs at the Pokebart now, because I'm going to need to catch a Pokemon that knows Cut for Helix Forest. But first, my rival wants to take a go at me. He leads a Ghastly, and of course I send out my Lugia, who one-shots and crits Ghastly. Also one-shots Zubat. I think this one's going to be... Oh, it's a crit. Okay. I crit and one-shot his entire team. Well, I'm getting a lot of crits so far. That probably means I'm going to get no crits later on. So I'm going to have to restore my PP and continue on my way. Now I got to chase a Farfetch'd. I really wish I had some rails at this point. Let's skip on ahead to Whitney. By the way, the Pokemon I caught for Cut, I believe, was a Paris. So let's use... Aeroblast actually almost takes out Clefairy and answers back with Thunder Punch. Not great, but thanks to our monster special defense, we take it pretty well, and we don't get paralyzed, which is also nice. But I'm really worried about Miltank. It knows Roll Out, which gets stronger with each consecutive hit. And as you can see, Aeroblast isn't doing that much damage. Lugia's attack stat is 90, but... is this not enough in this case, and 3 Rolls Out takes us out. Which means it's back to the start for me. So much for being done quick. I easily make my way back to Whitney and challenge her for one more go. I really gotta hope that Clefairy doesn't use Metronome and get a good move, or, you know, maybe at least doesn't blow up on me. Hey, this time I one-shot it, and now I have to take out this Miltank again. I get a crit, which is great, and it doesn't use Rollout this time, much to my surprise, and I take it out on 2 attacks, all while being 1 level under the level cap. Whitney throws a fit, and I grab my 3rd badge. Now, I made a bit of a mistake here. I am so used to playing Pokemon Crystal, there's usually a girl there I have to speak to before I can get the squirt bottle. When Pokemon Crystal, or Silver I should say, you can just speak to the florist after you beat Whitney and grab the squirt gun. Up next is Morty. Aeroblast one-shots his Ghastly, and I also believe it will one-shot his Haunter, and it does, and it crits too. Like I said, a lot of crits. And unlike in Generation 1, crit is not based on speed. I used Safeguard because I predicted a Hypnosis, and which it did use, and 2 Aeroblast takes it out as we take a Shadow Ball reasonably well and take about 1/3 damage there. A non-crit Aeroblast one-shots Haunter, and we easily grab our 4th badge there. So far, not so bad. We've only lost coming against Whitney right now. Now, before I head over to Chuck, I need to battle these Kimono girls because I need the HM for Surf to get over there. I mean, I'll raise my level up a little bit, and even this Jolteon isn't a problem, despite it paralyzing me. It's unfortunate, but no issues here. That leads us to Chuck. He's a fighting type expert. I have a flying type, a flying psychic type to boot. Aeroblast one-shots Primate, leaving just Poliwrath. Man, couldn't give you guys any Johto Pokemon? To my surprise, Poliwrath just takes the Aeroblast and hits us with Surf, which we take alright. One more Aeroblast takes out Poliwrath, and that gives me my 5th badge, and Dynamic Miss, or Punch, which we can't use anyway. I try and catch his red Gyarados because I'm going to want someone for Whirlpool and Waterfall. Lugia can learn all the other HMs, Fly, Surf, and Strength. But even getting down to the red, I am having problems, and it takes itself out. Oh well. Now I've kind of run into a bit of a problem here. There was no way I was going to be able to meet Price while meeting the level cap. I knew for a fact. This is just weird because Jasmine is technically the 6th gym leader, but her Pokemon are even stronger than Price's, and they both have 3 Pokemon. Jasmine's ace is at level 35, and she's the 6th gym leader, while Price's ace is at level 31, but he's the 7th. So, knowing I was going to make the cap, I decided to cheat a little bit and say, you know what, we'll meet halfway and do level 33. Because otherwise this would have just been a dead run, so yeah, I did that. So Seal goes down to 1 Aeroblast. Dewgong takes the first one pretty well, answers back for Aurora Beam. It crits us, but thankfully do not get an attack drop. We get up to level 33, making the new level cap I made, because Game Freak mechanics are BS here. Why would you make your 7th gym leader weaker than the 6th? I don't know. As Piloswine just lives a Surf, and Price heals it up. As a couple more Surfs later, I take it out and grab my 6th badge from the 7th gym leader, because he is weak. Now I gotta climb up Pokemon, the Lighthouse in Olivine City, and speak to Jasmine so I can get the medicine for that Amphi who is very sick. I speak to the potion guy, he gives me the secret potion so I can give it to Amphi, and once I have given the potion to Amphi, I head back to Olivine Gym and challenge the much stronger Jasmine. We get hit with Thunder Wave, but thankfully I had a Paralyzed Cure Berry as 2 Surfs takes up Magnemite. Expecting this will also be a 2-hit KO. Actually, no, it's a crit. Now that just leaves Steelix. Steelix thankfully is part ground, so it'll be weak to water. And the only attacking move it knows is Iron Tail, which we can take pretty well. And I easily grab badge 7. I was against my battle with my rival while I was fighting the Team Rocket in Goldenrod City and the radio tower, where I realized I was not going to make the level cap for Claire. I'm at level 38 right now, and the rival battle is only about the halfway point, unfortunately. 2 levels to go, and still a whole wave of Rocket Grunts and Executives I have to fight. I knew that by the time I finished this, I would be over the level cap. So, after and hawing, going back and forth, I decided I would have to reset. It was rough, but I was going to try and do a few things differently to at least attempt to make the level cap for Claire. I was going to try and avoid all the optional battles. Even doing one, I knew I was going to be over. Because of that, I beat Falconer at level 8. I make it to Bugsy's gym at level 13. These 2 aren't really a problem, honestly. They're easy wins. Whitney is the one I've had real problems with. I can make it to her gym at level 16, but then her Pokemon are extremely tanky, especially her Miltank, as I'm sure you can imagine. And since it actually knows a move that can deal some good damage to us, immense damage to us if Rollout gets going, playing Limpus gets, all-time hits there. I tried everything at this point. I tried, using Mud Slap towards accuracy to hope that Rollout would miss and it wouldn't, kill me in 2 or 3 moves. But then I have to still deal with it recovering with Milk Drink. So I had to come up with another plan here. Before challenging her again on my 7th attempt, I decided to take on some of the non-avoidable battles in the route above Goldenrod. There's about 4 here that I could not avoid, so that will help me level up a bit and get even closer to the level cap. I'll have to battle them eventually, so it's not a big loss. And I also battle some of the trainers in the underground path in Goldenrod as well, because I'll need to go into that path as well eventually later on when I fight Team Rocket again. Once I finished all those battles, I'm at level 18. I one-shot Clefairy, and I am now faster than her Miltank. Yeah, I was actually surprised her Miltank was faster than me, despite the fact Lugia has a speed stat of 110. But hey, at level 18, I'm easily able to take out her Miltank before it gets rolling. And because of all the battles I did earlier, the only ones I had to do were that one trainer on Route 37, all the trainers in Morty's Gym, and you know what, I decided since I'm so low, I'll battle the Kimono Girls as well and get Surf. I just make the level cap, being at level 24, and even at this point, there is really no problems. Aeroblast easily one-shots his entire team, sans Gengar, who goes down to 2 attacks. Now it's Chuck's turn. I'm at level 27, which is the same level as his Primate, who still goes down to 1 Aeroblast. Chuck has no problem at all. And much to my surprise, this time I actually catch the Red Gyarados, which will save me some great EXP there. And I actually make Morty's level cap. So that's the way to make it. If I even... I could probably battle like 1 or 2 additional trainers, but then I still have to worry about Claire stuff. Morty, thankfully, isn't too much of a problem here either. As long as Aeroblast doesn't lower my attack, Lugia will be fine. Now the only one I have to worry about now is Jasmine, and potentially being paralyzed from her Magnemite's Thunder Wave. The only attack move it knows is Thunder Shock, which will take pretty well, as I'm sure you can imagine. But I always bring a Paralyzed Cure Berry with me, just in case Thunder Wave hits. Steelix will also still be 2-hit KO, even at level 32. Or a crit. Or a 1-shot if it crits. The next big battle after that is the one against my rival. And most of his Pokemon go down to 1 attack. With the exception of Feraligatr, who usually goes down to a couple of attacks. Or a crit, which unfortunately we do not get here. As I'm suspecting... Or, well no, I got a crit there. But unfortunately, I again just missed level cap. I get to the first trainer I can't avoid in Claire's gym. And I hit level 41. So technically speaking, no, I cannot beat a Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke only using a Lugia because I will not make the level cap. But since I'm this far and I'm only 1 level above the cap, let's just build for broke and see how well we can do. Against the battle with Claire, she has 3 Dragonairs and a Kingdra. Her 3 Dragonairs will easily fall to Aeroblast, and I just need to figure out how to deal with Kingdra, where my first Aeroblast miss. It hits a Surf, which doesn't deal that much damage to us, as Aeroblast does about half to it. Fortunately, we could get our accuracy lowered with Smokescreen, causing Aeroblast to miss. Aeroblast has an accuracy of 95, so getting hit with 1 is not ideal, but, you know, my accuracy should still be okay at this point. But I'm out of PP, so I have to use Strength and hope that Claire doesn't heal. And thankfully, Hyper Beam isn't doing too much to us either, as 4 Strengths eventually takes out Claire. This is a Kingdra, and I get all my badges. I know this is I've been kind of defeated by the level cap here, but you know what? Let's see if I can make the Elite Four under the level cap. When I make the level battle against my rival, I'm at level 44, and I only got 5 more Pokemon to beat before I have to battle the Elite. I don't know where I was going with that. But at this point, the moveset I have is Aeroblast, Surf, Strength, and Surf. I'm going to head to the move deleter and forget Strength for Shadow Ball. That'll help me with Will, and that will also kind of give me options to switch out some moves later on as I need them. Because after Will, I'm not going to need Shadow Ball anymore. We take a couple of slashes from Feraligatr. One of them crits, but we still take it pretty well. Alright, time for the Elite. I take, with my recently learned Shadow Ball, Lugia is able to one-shot his Xatu, his Jinx, and I think his second Xatu will also go down to 1 Shadow Ball. There we go. Slowbro, I'm predicting that's going to be a 2-hit KO. It goes for Amnesia, which boosts his special, but we attack on the physical side since all ghost moves are physical in this generation. Exeggutor also lives it, hitting the world's slowest Egg Bomb, and I beat Will. I forgot that Koga is the evasion master, but I still land a fly and hit it. Aeroblast does a lot less damage than I thought it would to Fortress, as Surf takes it out. Aeroblast does about half to Crobat. Holy moly, I didn't think Crobat was that bulky. It uses a full restore, even though it's only at half health for some reason. I'm not sure, that's just a weird quirk. And I get poisoned with Toxic. So it's a race against the clock since I can't switch out. I do take out Crobat eventually after a few more hits. I go for Aeroblast on Muck, who I think they did more damage to Muck than it did to Crobat. I have no idea what's going on there. Anyway, it falls after a couple of attacks, and Venomoth falls to a single Aeroblast as well. We lift the poison. Now it's on to Bruno. Not there's much stuff to say here. Aeroblast for all his fighting type Pokemon, and Surf for Onix. Up next is Karen. Most of her Pokemon are not known for the bulk signs Umbreon. A couple of Aeroblasts though can still take it out. I go for Fly when Murkrow comes out for some reason. I don't know why. It just hangs on, unfortunately, as Fang Attack bounces right off of us despite it being super effective. Houndoom I'm worried about because it has a pretty good attack stat, and Crunch actually deals some decent damage to us. As long as we don't go get a special defense drop, we should be okay. Gengar comes out and I go for Shadow Ball, one-shotting it. I'm at level 49 now. Now Vileplume, I go for Fly, and that should one-shot it. There we go. Now it's time for Lance. Aeroblast will not take out Gyarados, unfortunately, sans crit. But Aeroblast and Fly combination will take it out. I switched out Shadow Ball for Icy Wind for the Dragonites. The first one crits and one-shots the first one. The second attack does not crit, and Dragonite lands the second Dragonite just hangs on. I go for Surf and Aerodactyl comes out, and it too just hangs on. It uses a very illegal Rock Slide. Why all the Lance's field need to cheat, I will never know. But I take it after a second Surf. Charizard's out next, and it too just lives a Surf attack. Man, I guess even at this point though, with me fighting stronger Pokemon, 90 special attack isn't the best. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's our defense is what we're really known for. And at this point, I just defeated Lance and made it into the Hall of Fame. But I don't want to call it here quite yet. I want to see if there's one more trainer that I can beat while doing as few battles as possible. Can you say I technically defeated a Pokemon Soul Silver Nuzlocke, or Silver Nuzlocke? Jesus. I guess that's completely up to you at this point, but hey, let's head over to Kanto and see what I can get accomplished here. After having leftovers at Saffron, or Celadon, it's time to get to work with all the Kanto gym leaders. Not there's really much to talk about here. They're all weaker than Lance, and the only one that's stronger is Blue, who level cat's level 58, which I again unfortunately don't meet. So yeah, this challenge not the greatest. This is a challenge that cannot possibly be done with just one Pokemon. But let's see how well I fare against Blue at level 59. Again, I'm just one level over. So Icy One will be a 2-shot on Pidgeot. But can you say I've defeated a Silver Nuzlocke? I don't know. Surf is an easy one-shot to ride on there. Aeroblast one-shots Alakazam. Gyarados will go down to a couple of attacks here. Thank you. That crit, totally mattered. Arcanine hits us with extreme speed, probably being the only damage we'll take in this one, as it goes down to a single Surf, leaving just Exeggutor, who will fall to a single Aeroblast. Now, with no more trainers left to battle, let's head over to Red and see if a level 60 Lugia can defeat him. Earthquake easily one-shots Pikachu, bring out Blastoise. It goes for Rain Dance if I'm not mistaken, and I try to lower special with Psychic, which unfortunately doesn't happen, which I think there's only a 5% chance of that happening anyway. So, it's a real gamble here. Blizzard though hits us hard, which should not be a surprise here. Even with our monster special defense, being hit with a super effective move from a Pokemon that's 17 levels higher than us, it's gonna do a decent chunk, which is why I gave Lugia the leftovers to give it some kind of recovery. I go for Surf, hoping the Rain Boost would help, but then Espeon goes to Reflect. So I keep going for Surf because now I know anything hit on the physical side will not do a lot of damage. It hangs on even after 3 Surfs, and I try to recover as much health as I can with the leftovers. A 4th Surf finally takes it out, and that brings out Snorlax, who is a defensive monster in its own right and has a lot of HP to boost. it's bulking on the special side. So once the reflect goes down, I hit on the physical side. And this is where the challenge ends. I cannot beat red. I got paralyzed from body slam. Now, could you say I defeated a silver hardcore Nuzlocke only using Lugia? I'm gonna have to say probably not, since I failed the level cap on 2 separate occasions. But hey, it is what it is, and you can't win them all. You know what? My voice is dying. Time to put the Game Boy down. My name is Jeffrey Yuri, and I will see you all very soon with a healthier voice, I hope. Bye.